Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and today I have a review of The Girls by Emma Cline. The Girls follows the character of Evie and relates to the Charles Manson murders and is primarily set in the 1960s but does sometimes flash forward to where Evie is now. When I first heard about this book I was very excited. It seemed just this type of literary thriller that I would enjoy. And when I began reading, I did certainly get that feeling from the book. I really appreciated the writing style. I enjoyed how it read like poetry, and it evoked the 60s with this dreamlike quality. And I even said to my mother that I was enjoying this throughout the book. However, as the book went on, it's always been billed as being about the Charles Manson murders, and everyone knows how horrific they were, and everyone probably knows about them at this point, especially in relation to this book. And I know a few people love this book, and I thought that I would be one of these people who loved this book, but as time wore on and I read more of it, I just didn't actually get anything from it. Evie seemed vacuous. It was as though she was looking at the world and just relating what was happening without any real signs of getting anywhere, without any thought as to what was happening. It just didn't feel like there was any consequence. It didn't feel polished. A few years ago I had a similar problem myself. I wrote this book that I thought was extremely poetic and visual, but at the end of the day, although there was poetry in the prose, there wasn't enough character, and I think that that is the main problem there was here. That because of the prose style that Cline chooses to use, it detracts from the character and it detracts from the story, and it hides the fact that there isn't actually much story to be going on with, and everything kind of just goes on in this lackadaisical style until you reach the end and then it just cuts off. And personally, I really didn't like that, and I could understand that maybe it was to keep up the style and keep on this dreamy haze type of prose, but there needs to be some peaks and some troughs in your novel, and I just didn't get that here. It did feel like this character was here, this character was here. They don't really have characters, but they're all meant to mean something related to the Manson murders, and don't worry, we'll get to this point at the end, and then just threw in this quite violent scene and ended it. I feel that it was just to propel this book and to advertise this book, they used the tragedy and the sensationalism of that factor that doesn't appear much. And I understand that this book is probably trying to talk about how people can get pulled into cults even though you wouldn't expect them to, but it didn't read that way to me. I lost feeling towards it and I ended up not liking the book as much as I thought I would in the beginning. And although I can appreciate what she was trying to do with the poetic prose, ultimately a lot more work, it needed a lot more thought, if you want to write poetic prose, there still needs to be character and it still needs to do everything that a novel would do, and this book fails on that part. And that's why I didn't enjoy it so much. If you want to discuss this video, please do so, and until next time, that is all.